Hello guys, it's me again, Rachi Pagar from BSed English 2. And yes, we are up for another video tutorial about one of the fundamentals of technical writing, and that is the fragments. So let's get started.
Hello guys, in this video, we will talk about the fundamentals of technical writing, and one of it is a sentence fragment. So now, let's all learn and discuss what fragments is. Now, what is a fragment? Fragments are incomplete sentences. They lack either a subject or a verb or both. The fragments that most students have trouble with, however, are dependent clauses. They have a subject and a verb, so they look like a complete sentence. However, it doesn't express a complete thought. They are called dependent because they can't stand on their own. Moreover, a sentence fragment fails to be a sentence in the sense that it cannot stand by itself or it doesn't have a complete thought. It does not contain even one independent clause. Therefore, a sentence fragment can be very confusing for the reader. So usually, the best thing to do is fix it by adding what is missing from the sentence or by joining it to another sentence. Now, here are some sentence fragment examples with their possible revisions. Sentence fragments without a subject. So there are some sentence fragments that lacks a subject. So for example, slammed the door and left. As you can see on the sentence, it indeed lacks a subject. Therefore, this is a sentence fragment. In order to make the sentence correct, we must include the doer of the action. So here is the possible revision. Nicole slammed the door and left. Now let's proceed to the sentence fragments without a verb. So there are some sentence fragments that have a subject but no verb. So here is the example. Clothes and shoes scattered around the floor. As you can see, there is something wrong with the sentence. It lacks a verb which makes the sentence a fragment. Therefore, the possible revision for this sentence would be, clothes and shoes were scattered around the floor. Now let's proceed to the sentence fragments that are dependent clauses. So there are some sentence fragments that are dependent clauses in which it cannot stand alone and has an incomplete thought. So for example, because it was raining. Obviously, this sentence sounds off and incomplete. So basically, it is a fragment. To make the sentence correct, we must add some words for it to produce a complete thought. The possible revision would be, we canceled the picnic because it was raining. Now here are some features to know if the sentence is a fragment. First, it is missing a subject. So basically, we can call the sentence a fragment if it doesn't contain a subject. Second, it is missing a verb or has the wrong verb form. So if the sentence doesn't have a verb, it is indeed a fragment. Third, it is a leftover phrase. It means that if the sentence is incomplete, it is a fragment. Fourth, it is abandoned clause. So if the sentence or the clause is hanging or seems off, it is a fragment. And last, it is misuse of such as, for example, especially, and so on. Wrong usage of these words could also be a fragment. Now let's talk about the ways on how to turn a fragment into a complete sentence. The first way is to attach. Attach the fragment to a nearby complete sentence. So for example, I forgot to eat breakfast on the day of my exam. So this sentence is incorrect. So in order to turn this fragment into a complete sentence, we must remove the period and attach the two sentences together. So the correct sentence would be this: I forgot to eat breakfast on the day of my exam. The second way would be revise. Revise the fragment by adding whatever is missing, either a subject, a verb, or a complete thought. So for example, discover the cure for the virus. So this sentence is obviously incorrect. As you can see, it obviously lacks a subject. So who discovered the cure? So to make this fragment into a complete sentence, we must revise the fragment by adding what is missing, and that is the subject. Therefore, the correct sentence would be, the researchers discovered the cure for the virus. So the third way, and definitely the last, was rewrite. Rewrite the fragment or the entire passage that contains the fragment. So for example, our landlady was expected to make changes, such as fixing the electricity, painting the wall, and replacing the security gate. Has not done any of it yet, and weeks have passed. As you can see, some of the placement of the words are wrong. So in order to make this correct, we must revise some of the placement of the words as well as the new words to the sentence. Therefore, the possible revision would be, our landlady was expected to make changes such as fixing the electricity, painting the wall, and replacing the security gate lock. Weeks have passed and he still has not done any of it yet. And our video tutorial about the fragments ends here. I hope you have learned something from it today. Thank you for watching.